Hello, welcome. It is 1943, 47, sorry. Very good year. I'm not actually alive yet, neither are my parents. But yeah, so just I just watched Doctor Who again. Again, first, yes, I just watched Doctor Who. And it is a thing I've been watching for a long time. But this is the second episode of Series 11, The Ghost Monument. So this is my second time going live for review purposes. Excuse me, I have a cough. And last week went quite well. People actually turned up and there was live chat happening, which was very cool. Excuse me one second, I feel quite fuzzy, so just clearing the screen. Yes, if you are, well, nobody's watching live at the moment. If you are, well, nobody's watching live at the moment. But if you are watching and you are, you know, curious, basically the way it's going to work is I'm going to chat and talk to you for a few minutes, non spoilery, about my thoughts on the episode as a whole. And then we will get out my shiny little sign. I will have my glamorous assistant, Forks, holding it for me. And we will go into the spoiler zone, but not yet. Not right now. We are in general thoughts and opinion in a non-spoilery manner, and my general thoughts and opinion was it was good. I liked it. The If you saw my review last week, and this probably isn't a spoiler because we are talking literally the first opening moments of the film, the show. Yeah. So basically, my prediction that because they all ended up in the vacuum of space at the end of the last episode, that they would be pretty much instantaneously rescued. Yes, that happened. Um, Story, non-spoilery, quick plot synopsis. It's a race reality, reality. People are relay. That's the one I'm thinking of. A race relay, cross planet, cross universe survival thing. Um, and our heroes end up joining on the last leg, as is such a thing. I say, I don't know if it's a cliche storyline or not. Um, I'm trying to think if Doctor Who herself has done this story before. Because oh no, that's Stargate. I see. There's definitely been a rally space race. I think it was actually called Space Race, the Stargate episode. So the idea of the heroes, the main protagonists of the show, joining in an alien race has been done before, but I don't know if in the history of Doctor Who if it's been done before. But overall, yes, I did like it. Excuse me, my lips feel dry. So I'm doing some lip balm. Oh, hey, we got a person. Sorry if you've just joined. Hello. I'm just saying that non-spoiler at the moment, and then I will put up a sign, so you're safe at the minute. And yeah, overall, I liked it. I think it was a fun episode. Jodie Whittaker's definitely settling into herself. Oh, and they've got it again. Bye. Jodie Whittaker's definitely settling into herself. The companions. Um, one. Okay, it's gonna take me a little while to remember everyone else's name. Obviously, we've got Ragnar Walsh. And then it's Tosin something, and I probably could look it up, but I usually look it up on my phone, or my computer's behind here, so I'll be like really leaning to the camera. But yeah, the episode itself was enjoyable. The characters are settling in, the dynamics between them. There's nice little quiet moments. There's a moment where Graham and Ryan have a little. Well, Graham tries to have a heart to heart with Ryan. Hello again. I know you're the same person who just bounced, but you're welcome. Hi. Graham and Graham, Ryan having a heart to heart, which was quite a nice, sweet little moment. Obviously, non spoiler at the moment, but oh, they bounced again. I'm gonna stop trying to. I'm gonna try and stop looking at the numbers because that's distracting. Yeah, so I enjoyed that. It was a good, solid episode. The guest actors were really good. I think I recognized the actress, but I don't know where from. She could just be a British character actress that. Oh, her. All right. Yeah. One of those types. But yeah, no, it was. I don't know how much of this I can go into story-wise without going into spoilers. So I will say I enjoyed it. I think I do feel that Jodie is definitely coming into her own. There was running around. There was explosions. There was actions. There was mystery. I have a point that I want to make, but again, I think it comes into spoilers, so I'll hold off on that for a second. There's I did remember one thing. The episode I couldn't remember the name of last week, the one with the space frogs, was Force Doomsday. So there's that, and the line. There was a line I couldn't think of, which I really liked, was when Yasmin was introducing herself. She said, I'm Yasmin Khan, or Yaz to my friends, and later on the Doctor goes, "Oh, hey Yaz, I'm calling you Yaz because we're friends now." I thought that was really sweet. So that was last week's. Yeah, this was yeah, like I said, it was a fun episode. Hello, it was a fun episode. Everyone's really settling into their characters. I don't know if you consider space race survival across a planet a cliche necessarily, but as a way to get these characters interacting a bit more and showing a lot of teamwork and have them interacting with, in the case of the companions, their first other aliens on an alien planet, it was an interesting setup, and it worked quite well as a setup. But yeah, I don't know if I can really talk outside of saying I enjoyed it. Cinematography was good. Oh, I can tell you this. Without going into spoilers, we've got the intro sequence. We've got a title sequence. For Jodie, and it's gorgeous. It is so pretty. So it kind of goes with like the spacey, racy, timey-wimey kind of thing, and there's like these inky, probably is actually ink, but these like inky, tindrily things that kind of fly in and out of each other, and there's spacey stuff, and it's kind of swirly and purpley. It's really, really pretty. I like it, and the music sound like Doctor Who. I mean, I know it's a new composer. No, it's not Murray Gold anymore. So this person is doing. I'll have to look them up. I'm sure I saw an article about them and some of their stuff they've done before. So I know they've got a good body of work behind it. In fact, I remember, and this is why I'm annoyed with myself for not remembering their name. I remember seeing a piece about them saying, "Oh, and this is going to be the new composer for Doctor Who, and here's some of the stuff they've done before," and me looking up some of that, a sample of that, and thinking, "Oh, this is nice. Yeah, I think they'll be a good fit." I didn't go much beyond that article or that piece of music, but I was like, "Yeah, okay, it might be a couple of pieces. It might be like a compilation." So yeah, it's the Doctor Who theme. I'll have to listen to it a couple more times to work out any of the differences and stuff. And through the music, there was at least one point that sounded like I Am the Doctor. The kind of music. So that was in there. That was terrible. I apologize. Yeah, no, it was, the music is good. The cinematography is amazing. Apparently Chibnall's going for this whole cinema, thing. Like this whole filmic quality, it's really high. There was a lot of not the focus point, like you think, the Jaws thing, but there was like a lot of you focus from one person to another. It goes into sharpness. So there was a lot of that. Visually, it was very pretty, very good use of lighting. Two people. Hello. Yeah. So still in the non-spoilery part. Overall enjoyed it. Enjoyed the acting. Loving the new title sequence, and yeah, it was a good story. I think everyone's working well together, very well. So I think that's as much as I can whistle on about the non-spoilery parts. without getting more specific about the story. And if I'm going to get specific about the story, then we have to be entering the spoiler zone. Hello, I've now got 3 people. So warning, this is the spoiler zone. If you haven't already watched the episode, you're welcome to stay, but we will now be getting specific. So let me just grab my glamorous assistant Forks. Let's see if I can get him to hold on to the sign again, which is a good trick because it is just a bit of paper. Actually, it's several bits of paper. Trying to act like a bit of solid paper. Leg untwist, leg untwist. Ugh. Right, go that way. Sorry about this. Professionalism! Come on, up you get. Hey! How's that look? We all... Oh no, I've lost 2 people. Bye! How's that look? We're good? You can see it? We can see it. Okay, so we are in the spoiler zone. So, God, now I feel really bad. Thank you. Cadbury's? Cool, good name. Cadbury's the wolf. Good, I like Cadbury. Can't remember the girl. So feel so bad. I can't remember the woman's name. So basically, yeah. As I said, at the beginning of the episode, they get picked up immediately, because obviously otherwise they'd have been dead. By the girls, by a guy called Epsilon, and a woman whose name I can't remember now, but we got to learn about her a bit more. We actually learned a bit more about her planet, and a bit more about his mother, who sounds delightful. So yeah, the boys were picked up by the girl, and the girls were picked up by the bloke. So, sorry, woman. The women were picked up by the man, and the men were picked up by the woman. So basically we had a 6-hander. And like I said, it was kind of all straight in. They got scooped up. You know, the lady's ship, who I really wish I could remember her name now. I'm sure they said it. Crap, I'm so bad at this. Let me see if I can actually get the credits up on IMDb. Unless someone can tell me the lady alien's name. But yeah, so you find out these are the contestants. I think it was like something like 400 contestants over a 200 something stage multi-terrain space race. And then the last 2 left. So her ship is pretty much still intact, and you have a sequence of, you know, her doing medical stuff to make sure that Graham and Ryan are okay, and Graham's waking up Ryan and saying, "You're right, son, just breathe, you'll be fine." So her ship's kind of okay, but she's a bit annoyed with them because they've distracted her. And then excuse me. And then the guy's ship, Epsilon's ship, is FUBAR, basically. They have to have a crash landing. So you have the action sequence at the beginning where Yaz wakes up to the Doctor already arguing with Epsilon, and basically, yeah, she's doing the save the day thing of, you know, make sure they crash land and everyone's safe and well. And excuse me a second, because in order to look something up, I have to go online, and I think I kind of got rid of my okay. But yeah, so they've that's the 2. So we find out from them that it's a big race. They go to a tent in the middle of nowhere, which is the, you know, the waypoint, you know, the place where they find out what they got to do next. So you meet this guy who's like, you know, in this very opulent thing, and he's like doing all this stuff, and it's like, oh, he's the one running it. And yeah, it turns out that it's a race for survival. It's a winner-take-all kind of race, and the loser basically gets abandoned on the planet. And they have to go across the planet, not touching the water. That is very significant. And across, you know, some ruins to where the Ghost Monument is. I thought both but one thing the future episodes needed better bad guys. The one scene plan, that's fair enough. I haven't really spoken about the bad guys yet, but yes, I can see where you're coming from that. Sorry, I'm looking at this to pull up the cast list because I can't remember any of the characters' names. So yeah, they basically get their instructions about what to do next, where to go, and come here, search. and the Doctor pushes the hologram, because obviously it's a hologram. Ghost Monument. No. Oh, fine, just go to. Yeah, so she's like, what is it? What is the Ghost Monument? How are we gonna find custody? I haven't got there yet, but yes, that was very cool too. But she's like, what is it? What is it? What's the Ghost Monument? How can we find it? We don't know what it is. And it turns out that, of course, the Ghost Monument is the TARDIS, which apparently goes every 1,000 cycles, which makes sense, because there was actually a really good joke about the prize money. So the prize money is like 1 billion of this unit, and she goes, "What's that?" Oh, it's like about 200 something of this unit. I'm like, "Oh, right." And he says, "Oh, the 90% of this unit," and he's like, "But old school says, yeah, I'm a bit behind on my exchange rate." So they're basically giving equivalents to whatever the prize money is, like the exchange rate, and none of them are like any kind of Earth currency. Even the Doctor's confused, like, yeah, I'm not sure what it translates to. So that's fun. I can't spell at the moment. Okay, Doctor Who. Yes, there we go, 2005. So yeah, that was quite a fun joke. Ryan and Ryan, they were like, "Oh, humans together," and they're like, "We're not human, no." They're both from different planets, and so they're like, "We've never even heard of it." So they're like miles away. So yeah, the planet they're landing on is the last planet, because it's the last planet in the race, but it's also called Oblivion, Destruction, Desolation. It's called Smaug. So they're on planet Smaug. Sorry, that's a really stupid joke. And I don't care, because it made me laugh. And yeah, they find out, oh yeah, we've got to go through the race. So the atmosphere is toxic. They will not to travel at night, and the water has flesh-eating microbes in it. So that's fun. And that's kind of basically it. Then it's a survival race across the planet. We find out that Epson's mum made him climb a tree, and then made him jump out, saying, "Don't worry, son, I'll catch you," and then didn't. And then, "Now you go, son." Looking over this boy's broken body, saying, "There, you can't rely on anyone," and that's become his life philosophy. And they're all like, "What? That's just messed up, man. That's just wrong." We have a nice moment with Yaz when she's talking about her family, because the girl, whose name I can't remember, which is why I'm trying to look things up. Go away, you. I'm trying to find get the right Doctor, and it might tell me the right episodes. Full series cast and crew. I might. God, is it me, or is the IMDb app really awkward now? All I want is the first two Jodie Whittaker episodes. Sorry, this is probably not as engaging as last week, which got people watching. I can't find what I'm looking for. This is annoying. Jodie Whittaker, there she is. Tamsin Cole. Yeah, Mandip Gill and Tosin Cole. There you go. No, there she is. 12 episodes for Jodie Whittaker. Interesting. Is that a potential spoiler? No, seriously, is that a potential spoiler? It says that Bradley Walsh, Tosin Cole, and Mandy Gill all say 10 episodes, and Jodie says 12. Now, obviously, one of them is the end of the last episode, the Commander's last episode, but then there's another one. Come on, give me the episode names. Oh, right, let's just give me Jodie Whittaker's profile. Bloody hell. Yeah, I can't remember the female alien's name, sorry. But so yeah, so there's talk about, her planet is this tiny little, because she's at they find the water that they can transport across, because there's a boat on it, but the boys managed to fix the engine, because it turns out it's solar powered, because the planet has three suns, which is how they know they're definitely on an alien planet. So sorry, I'm really tired this weekend. I've been doing a lot in the garage, and my wrist hurts. So waving around like this really hurts. I'll stop doing that. Oh, and if you're wondering, I'm wearing that t-shirt. That's why I look like I'm not wearing anything. Um, so yeah, she's talking about how the planet is small and full of rusting buildings, and everyone's trying to get out. And she alludes to something terrible have happened, and so that's a nice moment she's having with Yaz. And then the moment between Ryan and Graham is in the boat where they're talking about, we're going to talk about Inan, and we're going to talk about this, and you know, Ryan's like, you talk about it too much, and Graham's like, well, what's wrong with that? Why shouldn't we talk about this sort of stuff? So yeah, they're trying to have like a bonding moment. Ryan's still a little bit resentful of Graham because he's still not calling him granddad or anything like that. So that's a quite a nice character moment. So yeah, it's a race across they get across the lake with no real problems. They end up these ruins, and all the way through you see these like cloth things just kind of like there, just on the land, not really doing anything, just being there and have focus put onto them. So they do come into play because they're seen strewn around all over the place, and we're not talking like little things. We're talking like, great big scarves, and so yeah, they're there. So toxic air, flesh-eating microbes in the water, 3 hot suns, and then almost complete darkness when they set quite quickly. It is noted that the planet is knocked off its orbit, so we don't know what actually happened there. So I don't know if the reasons the suns are setting so fast is a quirk that the planet's always had, or because it's now off its orbit. So that's another thing. But basically, this is a planet that is completely hostile to humanoid life, and yet there are humanoid-sized ruins on it, which turns out to be target practice for these sniper robots. So you get nice little action. She's quite funny. The Doctor gives her whole "no guns, I don't use guns" speech, which we can get into that. The whole man who never would thing. We can. Okay, side note: does anyone find it really weird watching the Doctor's daughter since David and Georgia got married? Feel free to chime in on that. But anyway, she does the whole no guns thing, and Ryan's like, "Oh, come on, we've got a gun here. We can do it. Call of Duty. I've been preparing for this." So he goes out and like, pam, 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 knocks all these robots out. Yeah, that's how you do it. And then they all get up again, as you do. And he runs back in and and she's like, "Made it worse, did you?" I said, "Yeah, right. Don't do that again. This is why I don't like guns." And then they're all, because the sniper bots are all active now. Oh, they became active. So yeah, they find them, and they're like, they're suddenly surrounded, but like, it's okay, they're not active. We just walk away very non-threateningly. But of course, Epson shot the one that was closest to him. So yeah, all throughout the Doctor's trying to work out what happened to the people. Then these robots come along. She managed to EMP them, which is quite fun. And yeah, so the because Epson and the woman, had gone off their own ways. The 4 were staying together. They all meet up again in the middle. They find a hatch, which made me laugh because I was just playing We Happy Few, where there are hatches everywhere. So they end up underground, and that's where they find out what happened. Well, somewhat what happened. And this is what I was alluding to earlier on, before we were in the spoiler zone. That Chibnall has said that he didn't want the whole ongoing arc thing, that he just wanted standalone stories. Except, as we find out from the Doctor reading this inscription on the floor, the scientists were forced into making death machines and diseases and all this stuff by the Skimtar. I'm still not pronouncing it right, but basically the alien that Tim Shaw was a representative of last week. He's, then there's a moment where Graham's like, "Oh yeah, we've that's the people that Tim Shaw was thinking." His Doctor's like, "Yeah," and then the woman's like, "Oh, you've heard of them? We've had," and he's like, yeah, they killed my wife," and she's like, "Yeah, they killed mine too," and he's like, "Oh, sorry." So they have a moment, and like, that was that again. There were some lovely character moments, and Bradley Walsh really does. if you only know him as a comedian, he really is a great dramatic actor as well. Like I said, I watched him in Law and Order UK, and I did enjoy his work there. In fact, I think a lot of our comedians are great actors, like really good dramatic actors. Excuse me. So that's what I was alluding to. That he said, Chibnall has said that there won't be an ongoing storyline, except we've now got, we've introduced an alien race who are now somehow involved in what happened. So the woman's from one planet, which has been. She alludes to the fact that something's happened, and then she alludes to the fact that that they've had run-ins with the Skemtar. Oh, I don't know, I'm not saying that right. I will learn it. So they are possibly what's happened to her planet, or at least related to what's happened to her planet. And then they're also responsible for what these scientists are doing. We don't know about if they're anything to do with what's going on with Epsilon's planet, but he is getting attacked by one of the ribbon creatures in the other room because he got injured, because obviously he was fighting the bot. So he was told to go rest up, and maybe if you're lucky, we'll wake you up. I like this doctor. She's smart. She's badass. She's like, she's the doctor. She is the doctor. It's like there's nothing that right now that she's doing or saying or reacting in any ways that I would say that you wouldn't see any of the other doctors doing. And that's what I'm quite enjoying about this. It's not like she's being, female. There is a line which I'll get to in a minute. But she's the doctor. Some of the things she's saying in some of the actiony beats and the sort of explaining stuff beats, you can imagine any of the doctors saying. Now they all have their own sort of quirks and twists and how they come across as individuals, but the essence of their speech and how they come across and what they'd be saying is pretty much the same. So that I'm liking, that I'm really enjoying. So yeah, we were told there'd be no ongoing storyline, and yet there is an ongoing storyline being set up. Interesting to see where it's going, especially if we learn more about, this planets and space race and what's been happening. Although I'm guessing next week there won't be, because it's the Rosa Parks episode next week. Although I'm not going to talk about that right now, but yeah, there's weirdness happening there as well. So yeah, basically they survived the night in the thing. They managed to fight off the robots again. They basically escaped another hatch. There's a whole thing about Ryan not liking ladders, which might be something to do with his dyspraxia. But that's kind of going on. But yeah, so it turns out that all throughout, Epson's been saying about his cigar. He's got his victory cigar that he's going to light up, and he talks about it a bit and says, "Oh, it's self-igniting. All you've got to do is click your fingers and it ignites." So cut to them escaping from the tunnels into an area that is full of, is it acetylene? It's definitely in the gas. And obviously Ryan's over the back climbing up the ladder, and the doctor said, just remember everything you can about acetylene from your MVQ course you've been doing. He's been doing his engineering courses at college. And they're going through the facts. And remember, it smells like garlic. Oh, it's lighter than air. So the ribbony things start talking to them and saying, "Oh, life," because I don't know what that's about. Because they basically, oh, thank you, I've got a thumb up, thank you. They are kind of the baddies. It's weird. Sorry, I can't remember who flashed it up. Was it? I think it was Cadbury. Yeah, the monsters, the bad guys, they kind of are weak sources. No mad geniuses. Yeah, nothing that's really outstanding. But I did find their design as like these basic ribbony creatures that crush the life out of you. And they're talking to the doctor and they're like, "Oh, we can read your mind, your lives, your deep dark secrets. Oh, you don't know this thing yet. Oh, she doesn't know yet." That kind of stuff going on. And meanwhile, they're talking about this acetylene, so they're like, "I hope the Timeless Child is Captain Jack. That would be really good to see him back." Oh yeah, the Timeless Child. Okay, they made an allusion to that. Thank you. We'll talk about Captain Jack in a minute. So, yeah, It could be Ishilda for all we know, because she's childlike and timeless. Sorry, lost my train of thought. Yes. So, how do you fight ribbon creatures in a field full of acetylene when all you have is knowledge, soft ground that's kind of wibbly wobbly, and a self-igniting cigar? So you get this amazing thing. They all, Graham nicks the cigar. They all hit the dirt. She like picks her fingers. Woof! Whole thing goes up. The ribbon creatures are killed. And there you go. There you go. Teamwork. Come on, let's get out of this. So they crawl under the flame and basically get out of the field. Yes, so that's kind of that. And then more or less it goes to the end of the thing. They go over the crest over the hill. They see another tent. It's like, oh yeah, there you go. It's the finishing line. So they basically, the guy and the girl, the racers, they both go into the tent together. And the guy's like, we've never had 2 winners before. So, well, you do now. And they basically kind of threaten him, but they said, no, you declare it as being both the winners. Oh, and they go to say, but don't forget the guy's outside. And then he goes, nope, and just poofs away. So, as far as we know, they're okay. They get to share the prize money, rescue their family, take care of what needs to be taken care of, whatever. That's far enough. Yeah. So then she's like, the whole thing of like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought I could get you home, but it's not here. Yeah. So the previous to that, the doctor, when she asked about the ghost monument, and he pulled up the hologram of the TARDIS, everyone else was like, that's a police box, isn't it? Like the one here, and that was great. So they obviously, the humans recognize it as a human artifact. And they're all like looking around, saying, well, it's not here. And she's like, oh, I thought I could get you home. I'm really sorry. I wanted to. And she's been really sincere. And they're like, it's okay. I mean, there's bits of moments between them overall. Because, tense situation, you will have moments. But then you hear the whole TARDIS-y sound. And I'm like, and then she's like, oh, there it is. Come on. Come to daddy. I mean, mummy. And so she has to stabilize it to get it to stay put. And so she has a moment with Sexy, and yeah, she's like, oh, you've redecorated. Oh, you've done your outside. You've redone this. And so they're having the whole. Excuse me. Excuse me. Why have you just started up again?
Young ones shocked and outraged.
I am really sorry about this. Let me just. Okay, so basically, the video I was watching before I started watching Doctor Who has started replaying itself. But because my computer is currently on lock mode, I don't know what happened there. So basically, I'll just turn the speaker down. So I really apologise for that. I don't know why that just happened. The video ended. I'm not touching the mouse. I have no idea. Weirdness. Anyway, so yeah, she's having a moment. She's having a moment with the new TARDIS. She's looking at the outside. Oh, you've done this. They're all like, but we can't all get in there. We can't do all this. We can't do that. And then we see, she walks in. There's actually more of the walls, the inner walls of the TARDIS, what you'd expect from the police, the actual police box. And then, yeah, it goes in and he's got the new interior, and it's like, oh, that was good. And all you see at the beginning is these like iron, like giant filigree kind of stuff, because filigree's like, I don't know what else to describe it. Filigree is obviously the very delicate, dainty metalwork, but it's like, it's metalwork, but it's giant. I'm like, oh, it's like a cave. And as you go in and you see more of it, there is like these columns, not like the coral, but all these glowy, yellowy columns that are just like making it up. It is like a cave. It really is like a big cave. And she's just sat there, she's looking around like, oh yeah, I like it, you're gorgeous. And the others do walk in. It's like, well, okay, you don't get a bigger on the inside moment, but you do. They're all looking around. Like, how do you get all of this inside that little box? It's like, dimensional engineering. You can't engineer dimension. We can. I can. And then, yeah, so she's going around. There's a cute little bit I've noticed where as she's going around the console, sort of doing all the levers and pumps. It looks like it's a smaller console as well. I'm not sure if it is or it's just because we only saw a little bit at a time. It looks smaller. They've had small consoles before. The Fourth Doctor's backup console room was smaller, so you know that it's not unprecedented. But there was a bit that looked like a small crystal, or you know, like a model of the TARDIS inside the TARDIS, which I thought was quite cute, and that started spinning. And yes, as was pointed out, there is a custard cream dispenser, and it's this little drawer pops out, and the biscuit slides down, and she smiles at it, and she's like, and she eats it. I'm like, yeah, and that's, you know, more or less the thing. You know, she finally gets reunited with the TARDIS. The companions are in it, and like, oh, I can get you home now. I can do this. And yeah, so onwards to because she said, oh, it's because Ryan's like, oh, this is your spaceship, yeah, and time machine. And I'm like, really? So yeah, they now know they're in a space-time vehicle. She's promised to get them home. If you know anything about Doctor Who history, the Doctor doesn't always get his companions home. And to that allusion, Graham is into the habit. The inside TARDIS looks like... Sorry, it disappeared before I could read it. I'll look later. Unless you just type yo and the message will come up again. But yeah, Graham's got into the habit of calling her Doc, which I don't know if that's a deliberate allusion to Tegan, or the fact that Graham's the sort of person that would call anyone, you know, any Doctor Doc that he felt familiar with. So I like the new TARDIS. I'm not knowing what the playset's going to look like. Doesn't look like there's any seating or anything in there. It's definitely gone more primitive, whereas you know, going for like, you know, I liked the coral, and then obviously that had some seats in it, and then it seemed to get more and more elaborate as we went through the Doctors, and now it's kind of gone more. Yeah, I would say the cave is necessarily primitive, but it feels more, you know, just earthy and you know, more. You know, it feels big. It feels like a big cavern. And like I said, I like it. I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. Have a proper look around. It doesn't look like there's any seating or anywhere to go. So that's going to be interesting. I mean, yeah, they can lean on the columns. So yeah, to your point about Captain Jack being the child of time and him coming back, I don't dislike Captain Jack. I watched all Tortured as well. I enjoyed it. I think the Children of Time was actually good. The half American one. That one. I'll tell you what, the first few episodes where they were dealing with everyone suddenly not dying, but not healing either. And all some of the ethical debates that were going on with everything, and what do we do about everything, that I thought was fascinating. And then it got stupid. So really got me going in the air while I was loving it. Oh, it reminds you of the inside of the 10th Doctor, but more shiny. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I do like the episode. I really like the characters. I like the interactions that are happening. As to Captain Jack, I like Captain Jack as a character. I think he's an interesting character. The last series of Torchwood was apart from the first few episodes. First few episodes were really interesting, then it kind of went bleh and got stupid. Season 1, yeah, it's not the best. Torchwood season 1's not. Actually, to be fair, I actually preferred the first season of Sarah Jane Adventure. Spider? Nah, not yet. Hi, it's Lemon. Hello, Lemon. Oh, people are actually saying hello. Hello. We're having interactions. No, this is Lemon. Yeah, so yeah, Sarah Jane Adventures. I thought the first season of Sarah Jane Adventures was better. Well, better written, not necessarily better acted, because you know, child actors, they were good. They did what they did well. Are you from Colville? No, I'm not from Colville. Hello. I'm not from Colville. I'm just from me. I'm me. Yeah, I haven't seen Class. Hey, that's not very nice. Or is that from something I'm not remembering it? I'm not inbred. That was a bit mean. I don't know if that was a joke to something I can't remember, or you were being mean. But hey, at least you're here, so thank you. Hey, it's a viewing. It's a viewing figure. Sorry. I do agree that Captain Jack. I can't remember. I think several people have said this, that Captain Jack works better against the Doctor rather than on his own. I don't want to. John Barrowman as a person, overall, yes, he seems like a very cool person that I think, this kind of thing. But sometimes he says and does something that kind of annoys me a little bit. So, as a person, although I do believe he's a good person, I can sometimes take or leave it. I like SJ a lot. The box set alone is about 30, 55 seasons. Can you have my children? What? Okay. Yes, Sarah Jane, I was buying them individually. I haven't got season 5 yet. And we could talk about season 5 and how that got cut off because of Liz Sladen's. Okay, here's my thoughts on Sarah Jane Adventure overall. Season 5, if they could have completed it, could have been quite interesting. But given the fact that Liz was ill apparently for quite a while, maybe they shouldn't have started it. Maybe just let her have her final months. But maybe it was her decision to do it, so I can't say. Given the choice of only having 4 complete seasons and Liz living her final days with her family and everything without the stress of doing a TV show, I would have preferred that than the half season that got kind of cut off. But that's my opinion. But yeah, Sarah Jane Adventures I did enjoy. Captain Jack, yeah, if Captain Jack comes back, I won't complain about that. I did enjoy that. Sorry the message went before I could read it. Yeah, I'd be interested if Captain Jack came back. That would be fun. I don't know if John Barrowman is coming back. The episode writing was better in this. The gap in your teeth is bigger than the wilderness years. Yes, it is. Thank you for that. I have a gap in my tooth. Well noticed. So yeah, that was actually I just realised that was actually quite a good joke. Hey, look, Gwen had a gap in her teeth, and she did all right for that. So whatever. But yeah, if Jack came back, that'd be interesting. But I'm not holding my breath. I'm still kind of curious for Jenny to come back. I know Georgia Moffat's kind of acting now, and she's more into production at the moment, but she's still doing Jenny on Big Finish. So I'm actually more intrigued about Jenny coming back, and Jenny could be a child of time. Jenny is just the Doctor's daughter. Again, bit weird watching that again afterwards. No, I don't want Rose back either. What's my opinion on the space race? As a concept, it's a solid sci-fi concept. Yeah, I thought it was all right. I've talked about it earlier in the review. You can watch it back if you want. Yeah, I think a space race or any kind of race that has multiple levels like that as a concept for a story is always going to be interesting. No, I don't want Rose back either. Season 1 Rose was alright. Season 2 Woes, she annoyed me. And that's nothing against Billie Piper. I like Billie Piper as well. But no. Woes, she got too clingy. I didn't like her. My favourite Doctors are 5, 9, and 11. Not necessarily in that order. 11, probably my favourite modern Doctor, but 9 obviously I came in on. And I do really enjoy Christopher Eccleston work. And if Chris had done more episodes, then probably he would be up there as well. But 9 is good, and he started it well and started strong. And I really do enjoy his performance. And I wish we had more. But 11 just kind of stole my heart because probably because we had more time with him. But yeah, the 5th Doctor is my favourite classic Doctor. Yeah. So yeah, overall I enjoyed the episode. I'm looking forward to the next episode. I do think Jodie's coming into her own a lot. I like the new TARDIS. I am looking forward to seeing where it goes. I agree with the point that we need some more interesting enemies. I was supposed to say, so the Rosa Parks episode, there's a whole thing about history may not happen the way history is supposed to happen. And we don't know why that's not happening, but the trailers did show laser fire or some kind of futuristic weapon fire that could be what is interfering with history as it should be, and whether or not that's anything to do with the Skimtar, however you bloody pronounce it. I will learn how to pronounce that alien race. I don't know. So in conclusion, I like this episode. I think the writing was a bit stronger. I enjoyed the space race thing. Jodie's definitely settling into the character more. She is the Doctor because, like I said, listening to her dialogue, anyone could be, any Doctor could be saying that, without, the basic scientific-y, this is what the problem is, this is how we're going to solve it type dialogue, not necessarily the personality quirk type dialogue, accent and inflection, all that stuff, phraseology, all that kind of stuff. That's her, but any Doctor could be saying the type of dialogue she was saying, and that's a good thing. That's a positive because it means I didn't want the force of political stuff in the next episode. I want a good episode, like fun story like this. I don't know enough about Rosa Parks to say how political it'll be, but I will say Doctor Who has always been political. Happiness Patrol is quite political. There's other ones. Green Death, I think, was very political. I haven't seen a lot of classics in a while, and they're buried at the minute. But your mileage may vary on the political stuff, but the politics has always been in there. So whether or not you like it, that's on you, but it's not like it's a new concept in Doctor Who. I will say that. Okay, thanks for being here. I'm going to sign off in a minute anyway, but thank you. I appreciate your being here. Okay, so yeah, looking forward to more of it. It'll be the first historical with this crew. I was going to say a point to it being a modern crew, like a modern daytime crew, because it's like, oh, it's a good way to do contemporary crew, and yes, but in this case, in this storyline that they've got going, the reason it's a contemporary crew, companions, is because they just happen to be the ones that helped from an adventure and they got sucked into the next adventure. I would like to see more aliens, and I would. You look like you. Cool, thank you. Yeah. The fact that they are modern companions is a conceit of the episode, the story that was told. I would like to see more aliens. I would like to see more. Like the last alien companion we had was Turlo. Is it Mirrors the third episode? Always back in time? No. No, Shakespeare Code was the second episode. For Martha's first adventure. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, because Rose wanted to go forward, Martha wanted to go back. I think Donna just was happy to go anywhere. And obviously Team Pond was everywhere. Yeah, actually, you might be right on that one. I have to think about it a bit more. But yeah, no, I would like to see more alien companions. I'd like to see companions from different time zones. And like I said, Turlo was the last alien companion we had, and even he was sort of humanized a lot by having been in school. Oh, okay, thank you. All right, Cadbury's going to go check the trend of third episode historicals. Otherwise, there's not a whole lot more I can sort of say. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to more. This review has definitely gone longer than the last one. While Cadbury's checking that thing, does anyone else have any comments or questions? Do you like my sign? My spoiler zone sign? Oh, I was sorting my garage out today and I found this. It's the chickens. Yes, top quality entertainment. There we go. So yeah, go up and down, up, down. So we'll feed the chickens. What do we think about Doctor Who being on a Sunday? Do we have any thoughts on that? Because I'm still finding it weird to get used to. I'm not sure why that's happening. Cadbury, you still there? Because I'm running out of things to say. Ow, my wrist still really hurts. But thank you everyone who has been watching. I've got like 3 thumbs up now, and I think we went up to 8 people at one point, so I completely and totally appreciate that. That's very cool. And we've got different people in the chat. Like last week we had Matthew and some other people, and today we've got Cadbury's and some other people. So that's cool. I'm liking that. But yeah. You know what, Cadbury? Leave it in the comments because I'm running out of things to say and I'm feeling very self-conscious about it now. But yeah, no, liked it, looking forward to more. Wish we had more mix of alien and or other time zone companions. But the way this story has been set up for these companions, it makes sense that they're all contemporaries. Alright, I am going to sign off now. So honestly, thank you everyone who's been watching this live. It's a really fun, interesting thing to do this. I'm going to keep doing it throughout the whole thing, because why not? It does seem to get people interested. So yes, those of you who've been watching live, thank you. Especially those of you who've commented and joined in the chat. I appreciate that. Thank you all those who've already given me a thumb up. And to everyone who's watching this later on after it's fully uploaded, cool, thanks. I'm glad you at least like some of it. I mean, if you're watching this part, if you're watching me say thank you, then absolutely thank you. That's really cool. You stuck with it. But I am going to sign off now because my throat's starting to hurt and I'm definitely getting into ramble mode. So, as always, I've been Michelle, you've been listening, and I will see you next week. Bye!